So I went to Darkshore last night, teleporting from Stormwind, and something was definitely very off, to say the least. I got disconnected halfway through teleporting in, like on the loading screen, and then when I came in, I was in this weird in-between instance. But, like, as you can see on the map, the game thinks I'm in BFA Darkshore, but if you use your eyes, it certainly looks like I'm in Cataclysm Darkshore. However, the BFA NPCs are still here, clipping into the ground, because apparently the terrain for both versions is slightly different, which makes sense. It looks like it's basically the terrain for Cata Darkshore, but the entities from BFA. The dredge was there, and then all these guys on the landing are here. It's Cata Lor'danel, but when I go down, there's an invisible blight cloud there, which is always fun. No Cata NPCs. I then flew over to check out Bashal'Aran, which was definitely in the worst condition. There's things floating, there's like detached textures of things. You can really see how much they changed the geography of this area in between expansions, which is kind of neat. I then went over to check out the Eye of the Vortex to see if Malfurion was there, like he is in Cata, but nope, it was the BFA rare. My last stop was going to be Teldrassil, because that is obviously like the biggest change here. I knew there was a spot by Lor'danel where I could fly over the water without running out of fatigue. I'm gonna be honest, I was like really excited while I was doing this. I felt like I was breaking the law or something. Like I was not at all supposed to be here in any way. But here I was. So I got to Rut'theran Village, and it was a ghost town. There were no NPCs, completely empty. I considered using the portal to get up to the top, but I was worried that asking for a teleport would make the game check where I was and revert me to either Cata or BFA, so I decided to just fly up on my own. That did not last, because as soon as I actually got into the Teldrassil zone, it dismounted me and teleported me to the spot on the beach. I have no idea who these two players are. I don't know if they were also in this weird broken phase that I was. They never moved or talked while I was there, so I have no idea if this was unique to me or if all three of us were trapped in this weird time hell. But being the stubborn person that I am, I flew back to Rut'theran Village and tried to teleport. And subsequently, the game kicked me out. It saw that I was somewhere I wasn't supposed to be and put me in the corner. So I logged back in, and I was still in the same broken phase. I could not escape. It was at this point that I realized it was quite fitting that this was happening on Groundhog's Day, so... My last idea was to go talk to Zidormi and see what she had to say about this. By looking at her dialogue, she clearly thinks we're in the BFA instance, but when I try to go back to the past, it's still the same. Same skybox, same everything, and reverting back to quote-unquote BFA is still the same thing. At this point, I was done exploring and decided I'd just stop and submit my bug report and hope that this would get fixed soon. Which seemed to be the case, because I logged back in this morning and I was freely able to switch between BFA and Cata without any weird, like, in-between instancing going on. That's pretty much all I have to say. I've never seen anything like this before. Here's another clip of one of the NPCs clipping into the ground, just because I think it's funny. So, AU or Sylvanas went through with her original plan to capture Teldrassil and did not commit genocide. I guess.